ChatGPT.
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 ChatGPT is one of the most trending topics right now.
There's a lot of hype about it.
Lots of buzz around this.
But what is ChatGPT?
It stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer.
On November 30th, 2022, a new AI-powered chatbot called ChatGPT took the world by storm, garnering more than 1 million users within the first week of launch. It's a free-to-use online tool which can create text outputs based on prompts you give it.
ChatGPT can be used to answer a question, but it can do much more. In seconds, the program writes a document that looks very much like a human wrote it.
And you can ask it to create pretty much anything you want. Here it is making a Shakespearean sonnet about hamburgers. While ChatGPT was only released recently, the technology behind it has been in the works for years by the company OpenAI. OpenAI was founded as a non-profit organization in 2015 by a consortium of donors including Elon Musk. The idea behind the venture was to research ways to develop artificial intelligence responsibly in a way that would provide the most benefit for humanity.
And OpenAI is right at the heart of it. You might have seen their other program at work, DALL-E, a text-to-image AI software that creates images based on simple written inputs.
DALL-E 2 is a new AI system from OpenAI that can take simple text descriptions like a koala dunking a basketball and turn them into photorealistic images that have never existed before.
OpenAI, the business, was founded in 2015 by Sam Altman and, you guessed it, Elon Musk. Musk stepped down in February 2018 to focus on Tesla but remains a donor and advisor to the business. Their goal at the time was to advance digital intelligence in the way that is most likely to benefit humanity. At its core, OpenAI is an artificial intelligence research business that has shifted from non-profit to capped profit. Despite no longer working day-to-day at OpenAI, Elon Musk thinks that its latest program, ChatGPT, is scary good.
You've been trying out, I believe, some tests on ChatGPT.
I've given it a go. I asked who you were. Adrian Weckler, didn't know who you were until I specified the Irish Independent. Fine. Gave very I sent it to you, it was very generic. You wrote for the Irish Independent, you wrote about tech, blah, blah, blah. Pretty standard stuff. So then I asked it to write a poem about big tech, not the podcast, because it didn't know the podcast existed, but just big tech in general. So I'll give you the first two lines, or two paragraphs.
This is a poem.
This is a poem, sorry.
You asked ChatGPT to write a poem about me
tech.
or the Big Tech Show?
No, we wrote. I did also ask it to write one about you, but it was a little bit cringe and more of a love letter. So this is how it went. Big tech with its towers tall, a giant amongst the digital thralls, a melding of machines and man to shape the future again and again. So that's just the first few lines of it.
Developers are reportedly ready to release a more powerful AI in the coming months.
You might have seen their other program at work, DALL-E, a text-to-image AI software that creates images based on simple written inputs.
DALL-E 2 is a new AI system from OpenAI that can take simple text descriptions like a koala dunking a basketball and turn them into photorealistic images that have never existed before.
DALL-E 2, which was an image generator based on prompts you enter. Here you get different types of visualizations of a spaceman on a horse, and lots of other examples, even extending out classical artwork. Very different from anything else we've seen before. And this can sound scary, very scary, especially to organizations like Stack Overflow, which pride themselves on solving problems with human-related answers. They've actually gone as far as banning ChatGPT out from their systems. This is because they want to build a level of trust on there. And if people simply copy-paste answers from GPT without any references, that might break that level of trust.
But its ability to create comes with some challenges. In seconds, the program writes a document that looks very much like a human wrote it. ChatGPT can tackle complex questions as well, like topics that might be assigned for a high school essay. And that has many educators worried. Some schools have already banned access to the technology on school networks and devices. How do you as a parent kind of navigate that? Because, I mean, you got your cell phone right there if you want to look up something.
You know, as a parent, you just teach your kids this is the right way to do something. Talk to them about plagiarism and cheating and all that other stuff. But I think educators are now going to be tasked with trying to find a different way to figure out whether or not the student actually understands the material. There was a point in time when you couldn't use a calculator.
Yes, you talk about, learning the actual numbers, and it's kind of like, well, I'm just going to grab my phone and write it really quick. And do you retain that knowledge even if you learn it? What is education going to look like in the years ahead with the new technological age? Okay, here's a thought. Think about parallel parking and now the new cars where you can just kind of parallel park or they park themselves. It's just a different age. Will we even need those skills anymore?